Streetz is Chairman Fred. Reach out to us at 800-450-7876. We'll take your phone calls. Thank you.
WOL. News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power. Tonight at 9 on TV1.
That girl don't stop, we just run it up.
It's For My Man.
This first degree murder, I'm facing 30 to life.
Loyal.
Me and my man are in this together.
That girl don't stop, we just run it up.
Ride or die.
She was willing to do whatever was necessary to support her man.
Bad girls.
Women do crazy things for men all the time.
Don't miss For My Man. All new tonight at 9 on TV1.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS had programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-811-7033. 800-811-7033. 800-811-7033. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. Now back to the Carl Nelson Show.
Grand Rising family, thanks for staying with us all Wednesday morning long, and thanks for starting your day with us. Shout out again to all the post office folks who work, listening to us. Thank you. A call from one of them is checking in. Thank you in Washington, D.C. Anyway, 20 minutes after the top there, we're with Chairman Fred Hampton. As you know, Chairman Fred works on the streets of Chicago. Donald Trump is threatening to put troops on the streets of Chicago. And my question to you, Chairman, are you concerned that maybe some of our young people may get revoked or react in a way that some of these troops want them to do, and then everything just goes crazy after that? Is that a concern of yours?
Of course, a concern with our young people, with people in general. On a day-to-day basis, with being colonized. But again, of course, I hear your question in particular. But also, but with that, keeping to account, one thing is also, in many cases, what this system does, it has our people engaged in a lot of subjectivity. In other words, you just see situations like localized, like this is happening in Chicago. In cases such as this, you have you people seeing Chicago being put on the world stage. In context with other places like Baltimore and so on and so forth, you start drawing coalitions. Like even people talking about, the commonality about, these different cities and locations have, Black elected officials and as mayors. But that's a necessary dynamic, and people, making connections, and even to see to get more clarity of who they are. Because again, in many cases, when you just see situations, whether it be local police or whatever the case may be, this it's kind of similar like in the prisons. They will have you confined to, you have your mentality confined to your cell block. Well, this is just happening in cell block D, so on and so forth, as opposed to a climate, a period like in the 60s, where you seen, again, referencing Nixon with these, even Kennedy, where he deploying troops, you know what I'm saying, throughout Detroit and Southside Chicago. It ups the ante, and even how young people and others get to even value themselves. I would say on many occasions, many of us don't believe that we even worthy of being assassinated, that we even have political prisoners. So even putting certain, now, again, I'm going to say this, I don't want to be perfect, let me say this. I'm not a masochist. I'm not looking, looking forward to this, but a lot of these contradictions be happening already. But you know what I'm saying? But that political hit to it, it ups the ante. So even in some cases, you can struggle with young people in particular to even value their life different. To be how you move, you know what I'm saying? To be very clear. Ain't no war on drugs, ain't no war on guns, ain't no war on gang. It's war on us. It's war on you as a people. And because to see who are we, and to put in the struggle to put it in correct political context. Cut the fat from the meat. You know what I'm saying? Shatter all the facade about, what this is about crime or gang, so on and so forth. You see even people from different classes acknowledging, talking about the crime stats are going down, so on and so forth, and say, wait a minute, what's really going on here? And it's with that match with Alcoholics Anonymous, they say the first step in addressing the problem is recognize we have a problem. There's many cases our young people have walked through, have been with their guards down, you know what I'm saying? To be dumbfounded to believe, like, soul American dream. You know what I'm saying? To say, okay, if I do this, I'm all right, so on and so forth. To be up to really to say, wait a minute, that's what's really good. Let's be clear. What's happening here? So let me tighten up. Let me be very clear. You know what I'm saying? This is a political prisoner. What's the real reason? And have a different type of discussion. Why are certain people locked up? Well, so why do we have, the cases not only right in Chicago, the case of Mr. Larry Hoover, Mr. Jail Ford, but the broaden their horizons. The cases, I'm saying, the discussions about Mumia Abu Jamal, where else is they talking about this? This is happening at, and even look back to transcend not only geographical lines but generational lines. Look back, what happened with National Guard? People are discussing now the Democratic Convention, 1968, when Mayor Daley had gave the orders to the National Guard. He said, when the uprisings was happening in Chicago, Mayor Daley Sr. said, shoot to kill all rioters, shoot to maim all looters. So these are the type of discussion, as opposed to just a subjective. A lot of young people they have no concept about, what that term occupying army means. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about the generation that when they hear the word draft, they think they're talking about the NBA draft, as opposed to a climate during the 60s where, man, it was a common discussion about, hey, go fight the war, you know what I'm saying, or go Vietnam, so on and so forth, or go to jail. So now, to be able to correlate those type of discussions, it produces a different sort of young people.
Got 25 at the top there, Chairman. There's going to be an event this weekend for your dad, Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, indeed. We're coming up on what would be the 77th birthday of Chairman Fred Hampton, had he not been assassinated, along with Defense Captain Mark Clark, December the 4th, 1969. And we have a basic template. We always tell people 2 major dates with us are August 30th, his birthday, and December the 4th, International Revolutionary Day. Again, the day that Chairman Fred and Defense Captain Mark Clark were assassinated. The basic template is we go to what we refer to as ground zero, and we've been saying that. We say, African people, we are the OVs, the original victims of terrorism. And what happened December the 4th was day 2 of our Twin Towers, quote unquote, failed. This day, with his birthday, we going right there. We have the clenched fist vigil at 12 o'clock, high noon. And also those who are locked up in prisons, whatever, they simultaneously at the same time, wherever they locked up, they had a clenched fist vigil at 12 o'clock. We've historically had people come in from all over the world. We got some heavy hitters coming in. We got Mama Pam Africa from MOVE. We got Zinga Conway from Black Panther Party. We got members of the Black Panther Party from throughout the country. Some coming in from outside the country coming in. We got Jacob Blake, Bianca Austin, Yvonne Orr. We got so many people coming in. And also the theme for this year, because we all try to take a different theme, what's happening with the community. Last year's theme was the People's Convention. This year's theme is going to be footworking for Chairman Fred. Footworking is like a phenomenon. Not like it is a phenomenon with the young people. Speaking of the young people in particular, and it's it's political like everything else. It's connected. It has a history connected to what was referred to as the juking, but it's also intrinsic. It's tied into our struggle because a lot of times our people are told to divorce music, to divorce dance, to divorce food. From our people, from our struggle, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna take that phenomenon and utilize it. So we're gonna be at 12 o'clock at ground zero. And already this climate, you can smell you can smell a more intensified. We always go through extra attacks around these days, August 30th and December 4th. In fact, I bunker down. We get ready for more police presence. The phones getting cut off. You know what I'm saying? We trying to scramble for resources at the last minute. You know what I'm saying? It always gets intense. But it's a different political stench. Even with this one, I'm talking about the COINTELPRO is extra intense this time. I'm talking about I can look back historically at different times when they had come through the state and they do as Malcolm X talked about the March on Washington. When they can't stop it, co-opt it, water it down. So they start creating contending events, and so that's happening right now. It's a hell of a time, hell of a climate. But you can smell an extra stench that's even the climate right here. But also you can smell a different mindset of the people to at least acknowledge it. Because again, so we're taught to believe, so it's just coincidence. Other communities can say, wait a minute, no, this is counterinsurgency. These are propaganda bombs. At least acknowledging it. So you see that happening right now with this upcoming August 30th, and then we want to throw this in there too. Whatever people support, you know what I'm saying? Because we got some heavy hitters coming in. We still working on housing, transportation, you name it. You go to Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House, or go to the SaveTheHamptonHouse.org and hit the donate button. Also on 31st, the following day, we'll be in Maywood, Illinois, where Chairman Fred grew up at. And we'll be having a free breakfast in honor of Chairman Fred Hampton.
All right, we're going to give out that information again before we leave at 30 minutes after the top of the hour. Chairman, your dad's great. Last time we talked, you said it was bullets, it was shot up, a lot of bullet marks all over the gate. Did you ever find out who was doing it? Was it one person? Was it a group? And two, have you made any changes to his headstone?
I did the latter part of the question first. You still there? You still there, Cardinals? Hello?
WL.
Chairman Fred. Hello, this Chairman.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
I'm sorry about that, Chairman.
No problem.
Hopefully, they'll figure that out. 800-450-7876. Call. If you want to speak to Chairman Fred, we'll take the call. All right, Chairman, you're back. I'm sorry, we sort of lost you for a moment here.
No problem.
Question to you about your dad's the burial site where
Yes.
your dad was. So last time you went down there, it was riddled with bullets, and it was all chipped up. And do you know who shot it up? Was it a group? Was it some crazy person? Was it a prank? What have you done? Have you restored it? Have you set up cameras to catch people who try to destroy your dad's resting place?
Well, even as a child, I recall even going our annual trips going down. We go down south because he's buried in Haynesville, Louisiana, right next to Shreveport. And it was common. It was a common knowledge, so when we go down south and they, people, like them quote unquote old Southern secrets, like people, they would probably won't say it out loud, but like lower their voice and say it. Yeah, it was a given. It was taken. The police would come down. They'd come through there and shoot his tombstone up. And I recall even some years back, some of my relatives telling me, say, "Hey, when we heard you," they said, "Well, you didn't call us till you was coming down, but we got word." You say, because man, they lined up down there. The police, they say, they know you in town. Y'all coming down, and we make our annual caravan down at every Father's Day annually. And they say they come around the law enforcement shoot around December the 4th, and kind of in that South is kind of like it's kind of like I said, even this time period now, like it's. And some people say, they talk talk about in an admirable way. They say, "Hey, ain't no covers to it. It's up front. It ain't like no big secret. What's happening? We gonna again every Father's Day. We had an internal struggle on how to deal with it. I want, in fact, I recall little Bobby Hutton's niece. Bobby Hutton was assassinated. It was treasurer assassinated in 1968. Remember the Black treasurer of the Black Panther Party. His niece position. I remember she said her vote was that we had an actual case covering over it, and I struggled. I said, no, I don't think we should do the Emmett Till tactic. I think the world should see. So we came to a midpoint point of unity. Well, we got like a casing. It's a bulletproof casing, but you can still see the tombstone. And that it should be these are discussions that we need to have. Be upfront about it. So you can still see the parch marks in it, but we have the casing over it with a quote from Chairman Fred, quote from Mother Comrade, a quote from Jerry. In fact, the statement she said after he was assassinated, when she was 8.5 months pregnant with me at the time, and also a quote from myself. But it's still standing. But they don't make no secret about who comes down there and who shoots it up.
Have they tried to shoot up the covering though, Chairman?
We haven't heard any word. We got some. We got comrades, checking it, saying consistently. We haven't got any word back of saying that they shot it up since we had the casing over it.
Yeah, I should have some cameras around too, so not obvious cameras. They just see who's doing it. It's a group of people, or it's just maybe some young folks just want to have fun and shoot them up. But my question to you though, when you're traveling down there,
let me say this, Brother Carl. I said, because I can't give you the details on Emmett Till, what I'm saying, markers for him, in the attack. And a lot of times I say I can dismiss certain things if it's just an aberration, just having one place, but I look at the consistency. And sometimes people say, oh, Chairman, you kind of you paranoid, whatever. But I look at the history of our people. I look at, everything from the Sphinx in Africa and Egypt, the strategies of Napoleon, and make sure they shoot their nose off, their Sphinx, the history of defacing. And sometimes, even if it's not an actual concerted effort, but it's a mindset or a political energy, if you will, to go and say, okay, to deface that. We look at different, doing chattel slavery, so they done the bodies of people who resisted. So I'm kind of on the side of it's an official act, and don't get me wrong. There are cases where they might grab certain individuals who might. I tell people like Chicago, there's certain cases where you have mercenaries who people don't know what they're doing. The state employs them, they backs them, they fund them, and they set the stage for they can be able to operate. I just want to throw that in inside the discussion.
The question I was going to ask you, Geronimo Pratt, when he got out, he was driving, stopped by the station and on his way to Louisiana. He was driving, and one of the things he mentioned, and he mentioned on there, he says, I don't know what these police officers to know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was under the impression that all the police departments know who he is or know who he was and what he stands for. Between driving from LA down to Louisiana, his concern was that there might be some issues.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm asking you. When you driving down there, you said people know that you're coming. Isn't that a concern that some of these rogue officers out there will try to start some stuff?
Oh no, they would say we knew that you can't. They say as soon as you cross state lines, the word was out. That's what they would say. So of course, we alter. That's just even. Outside of going to Louisiana, that's my day to day. We alter security. We offer how we travel, our modes of transportation. We move around, but no, they was coming that the word got out. They can cover anything from stopping in a particular restaurant or whatever. You know what I'm saying, or just stopping. The word. I mean, the word. We talking about Haynesville, Louisiana, a relatively small place also, and they was they said. But that's cases in big cities too. I've been. I forgot what I was at North Carolina one time, and they.
Hold that story right there, Chairman. I'll step aside for a few moments. We come back, we'll pick it up and give us the North Carolina story.
All right.
Family, you too can join our discussion with Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Reach out to us, 800-450-7876. We'll take a phone call next.
WOL.
Saturday, October 4th, DMV, get ready! K-Style Empire and MMG Entertainment present a big day party and concert featuring Southern Soul stars Johnny West. For the first time ever in the DMV, don't miss Lacey. Jay Red's the nephew. Also the first time in the DMV, Star Red singing her hit Woman to Woman.
If you ever get in love,
Jesse Terrell. The Huawei Connection. Along with Kevin Langford. Saturday, October 4th at the Bowie Center for the Performing Arts. Located at 1520 Annapolis Road, Bowie, Maryland. Doors open at 3 p.m. Showtime 4. Get your tickets today at the Bowie Center box office or online at BowieCenterForThePerformingArts.org. For more information, call 443-324-7025 or 443-857-2771. Vendors are welcome.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side.
August 30th. You need to come on out. Chairman Fred Street Party. Any flyers or whatever?
Smart bed plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Time is up.
Anybody got any connection with any Airbnbs, hotel deals in Chicago? We need those connections. Whatever support you can donate to, also Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House. We post that. We got people coming in. We trying to put this up together. Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House.
To reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. It's just a 5-minute call to
This
get
is
your
Chairman
options,
Fred
and
Street
it's
Party.
free. If you owe back taxes, have
We
years
post
of
the
unfiled
flyer.
tax returns under audit, have a wage or bank levy,
Again,
or
whatever
borrowing
support you
just for a
can.
street better. This is personal. Call the
Also, you can go to SaveTheHamptonHouse.org. Hit the donate button. Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House.
Don't go at it alone. The call is free. Call their hotline number now. 800-260-3330. That's 800-260-3330. Find out if you qualify today. 800-260-3330 or go to republictaxrelief.com.
When I moved into assisted living at Skybridge, I was afraid my life would shrink. The opposite happened. I get whatever support I need, and my life feels good again. Like when I let loose in cardio drumming, beat everyone at pinochle, or share dinner and belly laughs with new friends. Assisted living is my superpower. Learn more at skybridgeseniorliving.com.
Free 'em all.
That's skybridgeseniorliving.com.
Now back to the Carl Nelson Show.
And Grand Rising family, thanks for rolling with us this morning. It was 18 away from the top down with Chairman Fred Hampton. Chairman Fred is having a big event for his dad this weekend. He's going to share that information with us. But before we go back to him, let's remind you tomorrow we're going to close out Black August. We're not going to close it out by looking at some of the historical events that took place in August. We're going to look forward. We've commissioned several of our top scholars to join us in this journey. So make sure you check in with us. It's starting at 6 a.m. in the morning right here in Baltimore on 1010 WOLB, or if you're in the DMV, we're on FM 95.9 and AM 1450 WOL. You're going to hear people like that, Brother Tony Browder, Grant Craig, attorney like Grant Craig, Dr. Wayne Bush. I'm trying to agree from the top of my head. Some of the folks are going to be here, but all are going to be our top scholars are going to be here. Just a bunch of them. So just make sure you tune in tomorrow, because they're going to create a pathway for what's up for Black folks. What do we do in the situation we're in right now? Where do we go? So they're going to help us navigate that. So make sure you tune in tomorrow morning. Anyway, Chairman Fred, let's go back to the chairman. Chairman, you tell us about particular trips, and I know that even when you drive around Chicagoland, the police know that this is Fred Hampton. They know who you are. Is that giving you some sort of anxiety to know that you've been watched and probably tailed? But you said that you talked about a particular time that happened to you. I'll let you finish that story.
Yeah, I was speaking. In fact, when I just mentioned North Carolina, I just flashed back on the speaking event that we did, myself and M1 from Dead Prayers, and I just come home out of prison, and we had a big mobilization at the local police station. I forgot what happened. A young man was assaulted or something by the police, and then I was coming back down there, and some of the brothers and sisters that contacted me said, "Yeah, they see, man, they on high alert you back down here." You know, in regards to anxiety, I just try to hold tight to the position that the people are our best security. Again, the people are our best security, and you move with that, because you can get stumped, you can get stuck, and just concerned with that in particular. In fact, one of Chairman Fred's speeches, Chairman Fred Senior say, "We know they have our license plates. We know they watching us. We know they want everybody in the party in jail. But if we spend more time worrying about that than working for the people," he said, man, in essence, and since they won, so we're gonna keep on doing what we do. And I think back, one of the leadership, one of the major street organizations that said to me one time, he said, "Man, you see something wrong with you, man. You willing to die for the people?" And I said, "Something wrong with me." I said, cats dying for cars, drugs, trips, so on and so forth. But let me add this too, my brother. I negated mentioned community ready corps based in Oakland, California, under the leadership of our Field Marshal Tohar. They've been out of Oakland. They're doing free gas and grocery giveaways throughout the country. Milwaukee, we're gonna be in Milwaukee the 29th, the day before, and we're showing the movie Judas and the Black Messiah in Milwaukee. Sister Jasmine, and also Golden Child from the Unity Movement gonna be there. Then we come right back to the 30th. We're gonna do a free gas and grocery giveaway with CRC right in Chicago on the 30th that morning, and the 31st in Maywood. And I forgot to mention two more things. It's a big, it's a annual thing they do on St. Patrick's Day in Chicago, where they literally turn the Chicago River green. Like literally turn it green. It's an annual thing. We kicking up this annual move on Chairman Fred's birthday. That morning, the Chicago River, to turn the Chicago River black. You know what I'm saying? So that people that said at 10 o'clock, we'll be Chicago River. We're gonna be pushing the campaign every August 3rd, turn the Chicago River black. And to follow, I forgot to mention too, Brother Carl. You recall this? I know it was 2004 when that was a campaign pushed forward that had a street name in honor of Chairman Fred, and that was a big hoopla, a lot of contradictions back and forth, so on and so forth. Well, it's set to happen this August 30th. Chairman Fred's street named in his honor on Monroe. We always been calling it Chairman Fred Hampton Way. In fact, Most Def that came in town one time put the sign up. But this ship supposed to be acknowledged by the city officials. Chairman Fred Hampton Way, right there on the block that he and Defense Captain Mark Clark were assassinated on.
Got you 15 away from the top there. I got some folks who want to speak with you. Chairman, let's start with line one. Christian's calling us from Malibu. Grand Rising, Christian, you're on with Chairman Fred Hampton.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hampton, I want you to really think about this. You are the chosen one. You have more name recognition in Chicago than this cat does in New York. It's great to talk about, the history. It's safe, but it's time for you to step up. I'm thinking you should run for mayor. They don't like this guy. You can beat him. And you can do much more for the people of Chicago because they will support you. You can have your office in the jails once or twice during the week. But it's time time for you to reach your maximum potential. You can win the mayoral race in Chicago. All you got to do is run. And then once you announce that you're going to run, I'll put some money in your campaign. But we can't stand on the sideline and reminisce. We need to move forward as a people. What do you think about that?
Thank you for the call, brother. Let me hit one of your latter point. If you can, donate to the work we're doing right now. We're not on the sidelines. But again, I respectfully hear you, brother. I think how they say in church, what's your calling? I think my calling is more, you know what I'm saying? I mean, is you know what I'm doing, you know, how we move. And it's not, in fact, we had some internal struggles some years ago, over a decade ago. A lot of people position that, like, you know, I said, no, I can't be held by those, you know, those guidelines and so on and so forth. And that's especially in Chicago. It's Frank Sinatra said Chicago was this kind of town. He kind of meant it, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking particularly the old era of the Daily Machine. But I don't think that's not my calling. I think this is my calling. You know, my office being the streets. You know, what I'm saying, to be on call. I hate to say it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm working on that. I said I might gotta go to revolutionary rehab to try to slow down and, you know, pick my moods. You know what I'm saying? But this is I think this is if I can say it in a metaphysical or spiritual sense, I think this is my calling. But don't let that hold you back from supporting and donating, brother. Again, go to Cash App $ Say the Hampton House, or go to saythehamptonhouse.org and donate. Don't let that hold you back. Let me work if I can. I think this is my field. This is my field. I thank you for the call, brother.
That's all the way from the top out. Let me say, Chairman, isn't the current mayor supportive of your efforts as well, though?
Again, I just said this 30th. This is this 30th. This is I kind of put it in context. I mean, with in regards to the street side, and I don't want to because I don't want people to get the impression we say, oh, this is some big, you know, but just even acknowledging this is. You think, like, even this in history of Chicago, like, you know, at one time, the black in Cook County, I don't know where it's at now, the numbers are now, but the black community per capita, we the largest populace of people. And you don't hear names like, you know, Dusabu or John Point Baptiste Dusabu, Chairman Fred, so on and so forth. So just even acknowledging, you know what I'm saying, and he several of us up front acknowledging it, you know what I'm saying. And this is a touchy subject, you know what I'm saying, in regards to, you know, not just Chairman Fred, the Black Panther Party or black people, you know what I'm saying. It's been done. It's been acknowledged in a reactionary way, and this is and I was, again, let me say this: the electoral politics really ain't my field, ain't my niche, but just even this they talking about the crime stats, and I was having a discussion yesterday. I say just even seeing certain images of your people, you know what I'm saying, you know, so black people, you know what I'm saying, whether it be, you know, in Baltimore, Chicago, whatever. Again, electoral politics ain't my specialty, but it impacts on how you view each other also. But yes, it's like to answer your question, in addition to this, I'm talking about a number of different events who I know, not only several past elected officials, you know what I'm saying, have been fearful just even saying the name Chairman Fred. That's not been the case with Mayor Johnson.
Getting away from the rest, more folks want to talk to you. Marvin's calling from Baltimore. Marvin, Grand Rising, you're on with Chairman Fred.
Hey, Mr. Chairman Fred, how you doing this morning?
I'm well, and you, brother?
All right, look, I want to say this to you, man. You're a good man, and you got a lot of ambition with you, man, and you're already doing what you know what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And
thank you.
I would say, Mr. Fred, I mean, man, look at it this way. Why don't you take the help and then let him help you get things under control? You know what I mean? You can be full control of things. You know what I mean? I mean, because you one man in Chicago probably trying to get everybody to help everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's a little too much for you, man. You know, if the help there, take it. You know, that's the way I look at it, man. I think it'll do all right. I really do. So think about that, Mr. Craig. That's all I'm saying. Think about it.
Thank you, brother. I need. Thank you for the call. But I need a little clarity. What you said about help?
All right. Okay, I see y'all.
Hello.
He's down to pressure. People are trying to help you, and you've been turning down the support.
Oh no! Whoa, let me back up. What support? Let me. Who been trying to support? And I've been turning them down.
This is what I gathered from what he was trying to say.
Oh, brother, if you can let them. No, I don't. No, what the support at? A lot of people talk a lot of stuff. Oh, we gonna come. Like, even right now as we speak, a lot of people say, "Oh, we go. I got you." It's kind of like they say in Hollywood. People say, "How your people call my people?" They don't really mean that. I'm the last. I'm gonna say this. I recognize though. I'm like the last. We like the last. We like the last call for alcohol. We are the last call for alcohol. People, certain conditions have to be present for people to get down with us. People try, they go every day, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna support this and that," and you will see them. They'll go donate to this, donate. Certain conditions have to be present. You know what I'm saying? They can look at me and say, "Oh, he's serious about this here." And and also the system has done a hell of a job implementing the fear factor. Don't touch me. Don't support us. You know what I'm saying? I know that, but certain conditions have to. And this is not nothing just in present day speaking. You look back historically, and people want to support. They don't be seeing me in public, whatever the case. Opening, man. Again, they can walk past and shake my hand. Those we need to support right now. We trying to get some housing for people we got coming in town. You know what I'm saying? I done put the word out there. I'm gonna say it slow. Because sometimes people say, "Chairman, you be so passionate, you be talking so fast." Okay, I'm gonna say it slow. Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House. The Hampton House, SaveTheHamptonHouse.org, and go to the donate button. I'm gonna say it slow, but no, I don't want to get the impression that we have different, visions of viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. If you say, "Well, I can't," do this. I think we can find a way to say, "Well, listen, I can come in. We can donate some construction work at the Hampton House. We can, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, talk to us, let us know. We can figure. Everybody ain't got to know. Listen to Chairman Fred's speech very clearly. Chairman Fred singing. He didn't say everyone had to be a revolutionary. He said everyone should be able to commit a revolutionary act. So I want to be very clear. It's such a misnomer and a bogus narrative put out about people like me. You know what I'm saying? "Oh, he gonna try to make you throw on a leather jacket." No. That's not the case. So a lot of people got this fear factor. I meet people. I'm gonna say this, brother. It was a professional football player. I met this man. It's about 3-4 months ago. I'm talking to this brother. We sit down for about an hour. Great conversation. Before we leave, this sister she cuts in, and she cuts this boat. She say, "Don't take no picture." He said, "I want to take a picture with the chairman." No. I said, "Well, what's going on?" She told me, "No, you can't do that." And she got to talk about the stuff she said about the Black Panther Party. I have never heard white people say. I said, "Where you get this madness from?" It was such. She said, "Oh no, I heard that back in the 60s they was doing this and blah blah." She didn't know who I was. She had no concept of the Black Panther Party. It's so much misinformation about the black man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Wow, that's sorry to hear that. But let me ask you this though, Chairman. Are you concerned that the people are trying to get close to you, maybe agents? You went through the whole thing, Judas and the Black Messiah. You saw what they did to your dad. Does that concern you when people are, pushing up on you?
Yes.
Like that?
In fact, even I tell people during the filming of Judas and Black Messiah, we was going through some intense count. I mean, I recall it was some scenes, the days that some scenes were being shot, we were going through it exactly. And what we were deprived of that time period is of acknowledgement of terms like COINTELPRO, agent provocateurs. That doesn't mean that it wasn't there though. And I'm gonna say this. I just want I said the U.S. government tried to get different street organizations to take out Chairman Fred. They tried different attempts. They were able to heighten it, to bring the pus out of the sword, heighten the contradictions where it was clear there was assassination. But you asked me this before. In fact, over some years back, a year back, I remember you asked me about trusting people, so on and so forth. It impacts you. I mean, there have been people who've been sent at me, who are being sent at me. You name it. I mean, some who who know what they're doing, some who don't. Chairman Fred, one of his speeches, Chairman Fred said some of these cats is crazy. Some of them agent provocateurs. By the time I figure out which one he is, I've been in the penitentiary, the graveyard. And so it's you got to be on a political pivot, but at the same time you can't be in a bubble. You have to deal with certain people. I see people sometimes I say, "Damn, I live back in my life." I say that person really did not mean any harm, but they were harmful. They You know what I'm saying? And I say that's straight up agent provocateur activities. And then there are cases where people, I mean, you can directly see it. You know what I'm saying? Man, on a mission, and this system is professional at exploiting complexes and contradictions. You know, they grab it's a guy that worked for the CIA one time. He didn't even know he worked for the CIA. They showed him his paperwork in jail in Miami, Florida. They said, you've been working for us this many years. A woman approached him and said, you speak better than Aristide. Why aren't you the spokesperson? And they worked his ego. And they showed him how long he had been working for them. He didn't even know it.
Chairman Fred, look, we're just about out of time. How can folks reach you real quick if they want to help you your efforts?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We on Instagram, Chairman Fred Streetz Party, official Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. on Instagram. SaveTheHamptonHouse.org. Hit the donate button. Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House. Email Chairman Fred Speaks at Gmail. That's for speaking engagements, whatever. And again, inbox me on Instagram. Hit us right now. We trying to get some Airbnbs, and we got heavies coming in. We got a lot of people coming in town. We on the last minute. We on crunch time. We need support. Whatever you can. 773-256-9451. You know what I'm saying? Again, somebody's brother called in and say, I'll turn down here. No, whatever. Come on with it. We need without the people, we can't do what we do. We need the support.
All right, Chairman. Thank you, and say hi to your mom.
I definitely, we are already done. You know she sends her love to you, my brother.
All right, thanks, Chairman.
Thank you.
Stay strong, stay positive, please stay healthy. See you tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, right here in Baltimore on 1010 WOLB and also in the DMV.
1450 WOL.
Is racial oppression addictive? If so, how does one recover?